everybody, it's Jenny, and today I'm going to be sharing some cards I made using the March paper pads, which are part of the Paper Pad Club subscription from Not Too Shabby. You can find the link to the product in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and take a closer look. And perfect for this month, we have two spring themed paper pads, the first called Spring Tulips and the second Spring Gingham. I'm just going to go ahead and open these up and do a quick flip through. Here we go, we're going to start with the Spring Tulips, and each paper pad comes with 24 double-sided sheets, which includes 4 of each pattern. Next up is the Spring Gingham paper pad, and this is definitely going to be a staple in my paper supply. One of the really cool features of this paper pad is that it comes with sheets of ephemera that you can fussy cut out, which is what I'm going to do here to 2 sheets of the ephemera. I have all my ephemera pieces cut out, I'm going to bring in some background and frame dies and go ahead and trim those out of some white cardstock. I really liked how bright and colorful the paper pads were, and so I thought it would be really neat to pair with the white cardstock. And then I picked this lattice-like background die so that I could still put another piece of pattern paper behind it so it could peek through. So I'm just going to go ahead and play around with all my pieces and get an idea of how I want to lay them out, and then I'm going to bring in another piece of the pattern paper for each card. So for me, this was the hardest part because I liked so many of the different patterns, but I didn't want it to be too busy behind, so I'm just going to flip through and see which pattern paper I think looks best with each card. Here's where I really spent a minute or two picking out the color I liked the best, and you'll see that I go back and switch it out in the end anyway. Next, I'm going to bring in some word dies from my stash and some copper metallic foil paper to trim them out. And for the thanks, it got a little lost in the background die, so I decided to soften that up with a piece of vellum. And then here's where I went back again and switched out that gingham background for this light yellow. Then, since I had that leftover frame and a few more pieces of ephemera, I went ahead and made one more card. I used the same metallic foil paper and another word die from my stash to cut out a sentiment for the card front. And then I trimmed down each of the pattern papers to A2 size. And then from there, I started gluing everything down. and forth on whether or not to add any additional embellishments, but I did decide on a few copper sequins that matched my sentiments. And once I got them all laid out, I went ahead and started to glue them on, and I did decide to only add sequins to 2 of the 3 cards. And here's a closer look at each of the finished cards. I love the white backgrounds with the pattern papers and ephemera. I think it really helps them pop. And I also like the background die I chose because it kind of reminds me of a trellis, especially with the flowers going up the side. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!